Missions update number 34. It's been 2 years since my last missions update video, mid-January. The U.S. Embassy told all Americans that if you can leave, you should do so now. We came back 2 weeks before the war started, and we really hoped nothing would happen, but on February 24th, on a Thursday, Russia decided to invade Ukraine. A lot of people have asked us, what are you going to do next? Are we going to go back? There's a lot of questions people are asking, and we don't know. We don't know as far as what's next in line, but in our hearts, we're not done with Ukraine. As you know, we've been in Ukraine for 4 years. And we've lived there, we've worked there, we've poured our heart into our work. And technically, the war, this thing started in 2014, and that's what drew our heart to Ukraine. And I can't see that because the conflict has escalated, that is what is going to drive us away. But at the moment, I got to keep my family safe, and so they're going to stay here in the States, and I'm going back to Ukraine. I'm not going back for very long. It's only a month. I leave April 20th. I'll be back May 20th. I have kind of 3 objectives to my trip. The first one is I'll be working in some capacity with the refugee crisis. The second part of this trip will be documentation. So I'll be videoing and photographing the refugee work that's going on for Every Nation Ministries. And then thirdly, I have a bunch of medical supplies, but the medical supplies are for our people in the church that are going into dangerous areas, and they're for first responders. And then I have a bunch of equipment. With that said, let me show you what I'm taking with me, and I will show you some of the medical supplies and even open them up to let you see kind of what's going to be going to Ukraine. Okay, so what I have here is, this is a kind of a standard plate carrier put together for my buddy in Ukraine. He's part of our church. He joined the Territorial Guard, and this is his equipment that he purchased himself, along with a Kevlar helmet. So that's his personal equipment. This is my personal equipment. This is, you can call it a bleeding control kit or an IFAK. This has a bunch of medical supplies in it. It has a CAT tourniquet. And of course, this is something that, whether I'm in Lviv or anywhere else, if I'm in Ukraine, this is going to be with me. God willing, I won't need any of this equipment, right? I have my own helmet as well, painted black, so that it's not in a military color, and it will kind of distinguish me from, the soldiers who are wearing the more camouflage type equipment. And I have Velcro patches here, and in Poland right now, I have patches that say press on it. So if I ever needed to put this on, I can put those patches on there that say press, especially if I'm holding a camera, because, one, you don't want to be mistaken as a spy or anything like that. So I'm going to be taking precautions and have documentation with me, as well as making it that I'm very visible who I am if I had to put this equipment on. Now, I'm really hoping not to even need this stuff, but it is a precaution. And here is also my plate carrier, which has another tourniquet on it, a little admin pouch for a few odds and ends, and then lots of Velcro on it where I'll put up more patches that say press. So that's basically my personal gear. Okay, so I got some supplies from Academy Sports. Some of these trauma packs, they have SWAT tourniquets, some heavy gauze. They're for deep wounds. I only got a couple of these because that's all they had in stock. And then I got these trauma packs that have Quick Clot in it. And if you don't know what Quick Clot is, it's a hemostatic agent that helps stop bleeding very quickly. So you pack a wound with it and it'll help stop the bleeding. And this is actually something that's really hard to find right now. And then lastly, I got 100 of these kits from a company called North American Rescue. And they're a bleeding control kit, or we call them an IFAK. But I have about 3 boxes of these, and I'm going to open this up real quick and let you take a look at what's inside and what will be going to our first responders overseas. All right, so this is the kit that I'm taking to Ukraine with me. I'll just open it up real quick and show what's inside of it. A little instruction manual. This is a cat tourniquet for obviously stopping bleeding. You tie it around a limb and tie it off real tight. A heavy bandage, pair of medical shears. This is a set of chest seals. This is if you were to get a sucking chest wound. Comes with a survival blanket or something to keep you warm if you lose blood. Obviously you get cold. Comes with a marker. The marker is to write the time on the tourniquet because you don't want to lose the limb. And then 2 packs of this wound packing gauze, and this is the stuff that you open up and you jam down into any holes or severe wounds to stop the bleeding. And then a couple of pairs of rubber gloves. So that is the kit that I'm taking to Ukraine. Again, I have 100 of these to take with me. Wish I could bring more, but unfortunately, that's all I can carry. I don't know what the right word is. I don't want to use the term happy or excited, but I'm definitely glad to be able to go back and help with the church in Ukraine. Please be praying for me, for my safety on this trip. Be praying for Cherry and the kids as they're here. And also be fervently praying for our churches in Ukraine. I know they're pretty exhausted and they are working nonstop. They've been working nonstop for almost 2 months now. And be praying for their safety. Ultimately pray for an end to this conflict, because every day that goes on is another day somebody loses their lives, and it's really tragic. So again, I'm glad to have posted another video. God bless. All right, so we got 2 entire suitcases full of medical supplies for Ukraine. That is about all I can carry. Oh wait, I still got to figure out where to load this stuff. All right, we got everything packed up and ready to go. I'm not even going to bother weighing it because I know each bag is going to be way over its limit. So there we go, on my way to Ukraine.